A persistent check engine light caused by oxygen sensor codes is one of the most common reasons people start searching for ways to bypass or delete O2 sensors from the engine control module. The car may still run, fuel economy may seem acceptable, but the warning light never goes away. Emissions tests fail, repairs add up. Eventually, the question becomes unavoidable. If the sensor keeps triggering faults, why not just remove it from the system entirely? Deleting oxygen sensors from the ECM is not the same thing as unplugging them or tricking the computer with fake signals. Those approaches rarely work long-term and often create new problems. A true oxygen sensor delete happens at the software level inside the ECM, where the logic that monitors and expects that sensor is removed entirely. Understanding how this works, when it can be done, and what it actually changes is critical before attempting it yourself. Please note that the process I'm going to show in this video varies from vehicle to vehicle, and it is also not universally possible on all ECMs. Now starting with what deleting an oxygen sensor actually means. Deleting an oxygen sensor does not mean physically removing it and hoping the engine behaves normally. It means reprogramming the ECM so it no longer looks for input from that sensor and no longer sets fault codes related to it. Modern ECMs are designed around feedback. They expect voltage changes, response times, heater activity, and correlation between sensors. When that expected behavior disappears, the ECM reacts. A proper delete removes those expectations entirely. This is why simple unplugging fails. The ECM immediately sees an open circuit. This is also why cheap sensor simulators fail. The signal may look correct at first, but over time, the ECM detects unrealistic behavior patterns. Only a software-level change truly deletes a sensor. The critical difference between upstream and downstream oxygen sensors. Before deleting anything, it's essential to understand which sensors can be deleted and which ones should not be. Upstream oxygen sensors directly control fuel delivery. They are the primary feedback source for closed-loop operation. Removing or deleting upstream sensors on a street-driven vehicle forces the ECM into open-loop operation. Fuel control becomes less precise, fuel economy drops, and engine wear increases. Downstream oxygen sensors do not control fuel. Their job is to monitor catalytic converter efficiency. Deleting downstream sensors does not affect fuel delivery directly. This is why downstream sensors are the ones most commonly deleted on modified vehicles. Trying to delete upstream sensors without a full standalone tuning strategy is where most DIY attempts go wrong. When deleting oxygen sensors makes sense. Deleting oxygen sensors is not a universal solution. It is appropriate only in specific situations. Vehicles with aftermarket headers, high-flow exhausts, removed or relocated catalytic converters, or engine swaps often trigger downstream oxygen sensor codes even when the engine itself runs correctly. In these cases, the sensor is reporting a configuration mismatch, not a failure. Track cars, off-road vehicles, race builds, and custom projects often operate outside emissions requirements. These vehicles are monitored differently and tuned deliberately. In these scenarios, deleting downstream oxygen sensor monitoring can eliminate persistent fault codes without affecting drivability. Step 1. Identify which sensors you are deleting. The process begins by identifying the exact oxygen sensor codes present. These codes indicate whether the issue is upstream, downstream, heater-related, or efficiency-related. Deleting the wrong sensor logic creates immediate problems. Only sensors that do not affect fuel control should be considered for deletion unless the vehicle is fully retuned for open-loop operation. Most DIY deletes target downstream sensors only. Step 2. Read the ECM calibration. Using the tuning interface, the factory calibration must be read and saved. This original file is critical. It allows recovery if anything goes wrong and provides a baseline reference. Never modify a calibration without saving the original version. Step 3. Disable oxygen sensor diagnostics in the software. Inside the tuning software, diagnostic tables define which sensors are monitored and what conditions trigger fault codes. Downstream oxygen sensor diagnostics can be disabled by setting the corresponding diagnostic trouble codes to no error reported. This tells the ECM to ignore missing or abnormal signals from those sensors. This is the actual deletion. The ECM no longer looks for the sensor, no longer evaluates its behavior, and no longer sets codes related to it. This step must be done carefully. Disabling unrelated diagnostics can mask real issues. Step 4. Flash the modified calibration back to the ECM. Once the changes are made, the modified calibration is flashed back into the ECM. During this process, uninterrupted power is essential. The vehicle should not be started, doors should remain closed, and electrical loads should be minimized. After flashing is complete, the ECM reboots with the new logic. Step 5. Verify operation after deletion. The engine should be started and allowed to reach operating temperature. A scan tool should confirm that oxygen sensor codes no longer appear and that fuel trims remain stable. Downstream sensor data may show inactive or fixed values. This is expected. The check engine light should remain off if the deletion was performed correctly. What changes after an oxygen sensor? Deleting downstream oxygen sensors does not improve performance. It removes monitoring. The engine runs the same way it did before if fuel control remains intact. Deleting upstream sensors changes how the engine operates. Fuel trims stop adapting dynamically. This is why upstream deletes require custom tuning and are not recommended for street use. Understanding this distinction prevents disappointment and engine damage. Legal and practical considerations. Deleting oxygen sensors on vehicles driven on public roads may violate emissions laws depending on location. Even if the engine runs well, inspections may fail if readiness monitors are missing. This is why many people delete sensors only after switching the vehicle to off-road or track-only use. Knowing the rules where the vehicle is operated is essential. Why DIY sensor simulators and resistors? Many online guides promote cheap eliminators or resistor tricks. These do not delete sensors. They attempt to trick the ECM. Modern ECMs evaluate sensor response over time, not just voltage. Fake signals eventually fail plausibility checks. Software deletion removes the check entirely. That is why it works. The biggest mistake people make. When deleting O2 sensors, the most common mistake is deleting sensors to fix a problem they don't understand. If the engine is misfiring, leaking exhaust, or running lean, deleting sensors only removes the warning while damage continues. Deletion is not a repair, it is a configuration change. How to decide whether deletion is the right choice. If the engine runs well, fuel trims are stable, no misfires are present, and the only issue is persistent downstream oxygen sensor codes caused by exhaust configuration, deletion may be appropriate. If drivability problems exist, diagnosis and repair come first.